Stop scrolling. Just for a second. That feeling. 3 a.m., the house is silent, the world is asleep, but you're awake. Again, you're standing in the cold darkness of your home, and you think you know why you're up. You think it's your body, a physical annoyance, a sign of getting older. You think this is about a trip to the bathroom. I'm here to tell you, with every fiber of my being, that it's not. What's waking you up isn't your bladder, it's your life. The 3 vegetables I'm about to share with you. They have nothing to do with what's on your plate and everything to do with what's in your soul. This isn't a health tip video. This is an intervention. Stay with me until the very end. The final insight I'm going to share is the one that connects every broken piece and will finally grant you the deep, uninterrupted rest you've been searching for your entire life. This is the conversation you've been waiting for. Hidden reason. We need to talk about the great misdiagnosis of our time. We have become masters of explaining away the whispers of our spirit by blaming the mechanics of our body. We feel a tension in our chest and call it indigestion. We have a chronic ache in our shoulders and call it bad posture. And we wake up night after night with an urgent restless feeling and we call it nocturia, frequent urination, a problem for seniors. We medicalize our soul's cry for help. Think about it. What is that feeling really? It's an agitation, a profound, deep-seated restlessness that finds the path of least resistance to get your attention. Your body is a brilliant messenger, and it will use whatever channel it can to send you the memo. For so many, especially as we gather more years, more experiences, more baggage, that channel is the dead of night, the one time there are no distractions, no phone calls, no work, no family demands. There's only you, the darkness, and the deafening hum of the refrigerator. In that silence, the unresolved energy in your system has nowhere to hide. It builds and builds until it has to go somewhere, so it signals your body. It creates a physical urge to mask a spiritual one. The urge to get up and walk to the bathroom is a decoy. The real urge is the one to finally face the silent anxieties, the unspoken resentments, the unlived dreams that are screaming for your attention. This isn't a sign of a failing body. It is the sign of a deeply intelligent spirit begging you to listen. This is the truth that no doctor, no specialist will ever tell you because they are trained to look at the plumbing, not the poetry. They are trained to treat the symptom, not the source. The source isn't in your kidneys. The source is the accumulated weight of a life that has become too heavy to carry into your dreams. First, vegetable. The first vegetable you need to integrate into your life isn't a root you can pull from the ground. It's a root you must find within yourself. We'll call it radical stillness. This is the hardest one to swallow because it goes against every instinct you have. When you wake up at 3 a.m., your immediate reaction is frustration, anger. Oh, not again. You fight it, you resist it. You get up, do your business, and then lie in bed wrestling with your thoughts, trying to force yourself back to sleep. This fight, this resistance, is pouring gasoline on the fire. It's creating more agitation, more stress hormones, more of the very energy that woke you up in the first place. Radical stillness is the practice of doing the opposite. The next time you wake up, don't immediately jump out of bed. Lie there for a moment. Take one deep, conscious breath. And instead of fighting the moment, you surrender to it. You accept it. You say to yourself, I am awake, and that is okay. You treat the moment not as a problem to be solved, but as an invitation, an appointment. Your soul has scheduled a meeting with you, and it's happening right now. What is on the agenda? Don't go searching for it. Just be still and listen. Feel the physical urge in your body, but also feel the emotional energy behind it. What does it feel like? Is it a hum of anxiety, a spike of fear, a dull ache of sadness? Don't name it, don't judge it, just feel it. This is the most profound form of self-worth you can practice. You are telling your deepest self that you are finally willing to sit with it, even in its discomfort. You are no longer abandoning yourself in the middle of the night. This practice, this radical stillness, is the foundational nutrient. It's like tilling the soil. Without it, nothing else can grow. You are teaching your nervous system that the night is not a battleground, it is a sanctuary. And by accepting the interruption, you paradoxically begin to dissolve the very reason for its existence. Second, vegetable. The second spiritual vegetable is what I call energetic forgiveness. This one is bitter, but it is the most cleansing and powerful medicine you will ever consume. The reason your system is so agitated, so full of this restless energy that it has to be purged night after night, is because you are carrying poison. That poison is resentment. It's the grudges you hold against others, and far more importantly, the grudges you hold against yourself. Every unresolved argument, every betrayal you haven't processed, every mistake you continue to punish yourself for, these are not abstract memories. They are active, corrosive energies stored in your tissues. They are energetic debts. And at night, when the world is quiet, the debt collectors come knocking. That feeling of needing to go is your spirit's desperate attempt to flush out this toxicity. You think you're emptying your bladder, but what your soul wants is to empty the venom of the past. Think of someone you haven't forgiven. Picture their face. Feel that familiar clench in your gut, that heat in your chest. That is the poison. Now here's the secret no one tells you about forgiveness. It has absolutely nothing to do with the other person. It doesn't condone their behavior. It doesn't mean you have to see them or speak to them ever again. Forgiveness is a profoundly selfish act. It is you, finally, making the decision to stop drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. You are taking the knife they stuck in you, and instead of twisting it every night by replaying the story, you are pulling it out. The act of forgiveness is simply you saying, I will no longer allow my precious life energy to be consumed by this old story. I reclaim my power. I reclaim my peace. And the most crucial part of this is forgiving yourself for the choices you made when you didn't know better, for not being perfect, for being human. Sit in that radical stillness we talked about, and when the ghosts of your past mistakes appear, don't fight them. Look at them, and with a breath just whisper, I forgive you, I release you. You are not just saying this to a memory, you are saying it to the cells in your body that have been holding on to that painful charge. You are literally instructing your biology to let go. This is the great detox. When you stop carrying the weight of yesterday, your spirit doesn't need to wake you up to deal with it anymore. It can finally rest. Third vegetable. Now we come to the third and final spiritual vegetable. This is the nutrient of future purpose. While the second vegetable was about clearing out the past, this one is about aligning with your future. So much of our deep nocturnal anxiety comes from a fundamental misalignment. It's the quiet, gnawing feeling that you are not on the right path, that the life you are living is not the life your soul came here to live. It's the gap between who you are and who you know you could be. This gap creates an immense amount of internal friction, a spiritual static that buzzes and hums and keeps you from sinking into deep restorative sleep. Your spirit is like a cosmic GPS, and when you are off course, it will send every signal imaginable to get you to recalibrate. That 3 a.m. wake-up call is a course correction. It's your inner guidance system screaming, this isn't it, wake up, not just from sleep, but from the slumber of your current existence. This isn't about needing a grandiose, world-changing purpose. It's about truth. It's about living in alignment with your own unique values. The question you must ask yourself in the quiet of the night is not, what should I do with my life? But rather, what feels true right now? What small step, what tiny adjustment can I make tomorrow that would feel just 1% more aligned with the person I want to be? Maybe it's finally having that honest conversation you've been avoiding. Maybe it's dedicating just 10 minutes to that old hobby that used to bring you so much joy. Maybe it's saying no to something that has been draining your energy for years. This nutrient, this future purpose, is about feeding your spirit a sense of meaning. When your days are filled with meaning, even small moments of it, your nights become peaceful. Your subconscious doesn't have to sound the alarm because it knows you're finally steering the ship in the right direction. It can trust you to be the captain of your own life. When you are living on purpose, your body and soul are in harmony. And in that harmony, there is no room for agitation. There is only room for profound, deep, and earned peace. You no longer need to be woken up because you are already awake in the ways that truly matter. The harvest. So here we are, at the end, and I promised you an insight that would connect everything. The three vegetables: radical stillness, energetic forgiveness, and future purpose. You might see them as three separate steps, a checklist to follow. But that is the final illusion. They are not separate. They are one living, breathing ecosystem of inner peace. You cannot truly find your future purpose if your energy is still being consumed by the poison of unforgiveness. You cannot truly practice energetic forgiveness if you can't sit in radical stillness long enough to face what needs to be forgiven. And you will never find radical stillness if your spirit is screaming at you that you are living a life that isn't yours. It all works together. This is the harvest. The great realization is this: the problem was never the symptom. The frequent urination at night was never the issue. It was a gift. It was a sacred alarm clock set by your own soul to guide you back home to yourself. The journey isn't about finding a trick to make it stop. It's about learning to be so profoundly grateful for the signal that you finally do the work it was asking you to do. And when you do that work, when you sit in stillness, when you release the past, when you align with your truth, a miracle happens. The signal is no longer needed. The alarm stops ringing not because you broke it, but because you finally answered the call. The deep, uninterrupted sleep you crave is not the goal. It is the consequence. It is the reward for having the courage to heal your own life. So tonight, or whenever it happens next, when you find yourself standing in the darkness, don't curse your body. Don't see it as a failure of age or health. See it for what it truly is, a sacred invitation. The noise that wakes you, that urgent pull. It isn't coming from your lower body. It's coming from the highest part of you. It is the sound of your own magnificent life, your own powerful spirit calling you back home. Do not ignore it. Do not silence it. Listen to it. It is the most important and loving conversation you will ever have. Your peace is waiting for you on the other side of that conversation. Now go and be still and listen.